Good luck with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jasmine, and thank you, everybody. Do you think this can?
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Without mic? Oh, let's try. Let's try. Okay. Okay.
Okay, hello, everybody. Jasmine asked me to be a bit more loud, and I hope this voice reaches to the back of the auditorium also. So I really need to thank my group. It was really lovely to work with you during these 2 days. I had a really energetic group. But first, I'm Maria-Lena Lähteenmäki. I forgot yesterday to tell where I'm coming from. I'm coming from Finland. There is still a lot of snow, hopefully not anymore next week because they promised us plus 17 degrees for the weekend. Can you imagine that? And in this first slide, if you get that later, you can find also a link to our Finnish, translated into English, Finnish description of core of physiotherapy. I think that might be interesting for all of you. But let's go to these 2 days we had here. I hope very many of the people who were in this group are still here. Please stand up, all of you. These are the people you need to thank from the results that will come here in the end and later in Paris. We started from ESCO process and especially from the descriptions of physiotherapy and advanced physiotherapy. So those definitions, not more about that, you can read and you all know them already. Our aim for these 2 days was to formulate suggestions for education for those people who will work in direct access. So entrance level education after that, postgraduate education, then I mean for the education. And we have 6 different workshop situations as all of you. And we made some kind of line so that we had different questions for all of these situations. And the work was really well done from the group. First questions were here. What is the situation in your country in connection to the direct access? What things support that work? What perhaps prevent? And later you can find the group's final work from these pictures I have taken into these slides. But some key points can be found from the right side. So one of those most discussed things were the competence of physiotherapists. If we are competent, if our physiotherapists are competent to direct access. And the other thing is how people think, what is physiotherapy, what we can do. And we would like people to really understand that we are more than massagers, we are more than different guiders in gymnastics and different movements, but we really can be able to solve problems, for instance, and mostly in musculoskeletal diseases, but also in very many other situations. Attitudes from ourselves, do we believe our skills, what the medical doctors think, what other health about our skills and competencies. That is important also to work with. Legislation is different in different countries, and that also, of course, affects if we can work like this. Economical situation and how we can then also lower the costs for people and communes and so on might be one really important thing to work more. Then in the second workshop, we talked about what kind of patients we meet in these direct access situations. And some of our group members really started to be critical, and I think that was really good. Actually, two groups changed a bit this question, and one was formulated, which professional images would we like to be recognized in the society? So they went a bit back to the earlier situation, and the results are here. So we should actually talk about physiotherapy and physiotherapy in direct access, at least from two different positions. So we need to think about how the policymakers think and what kind of information they need, and what, from their perspective, are those things, what we can do. And the other thing is what patients and individuals then need, why they come to our appointment. Of course, there are a lot of other things that are important. Criteria needs to be clarified and so on. Then the third question was, what do we need to take into account when planning direct access postgraduate education for physiotherapists? Because this was the main aim, and what includes into the plan. That is something that we worked very hard yesterday, and here you can see the different aspects that came out from all those 4 different smaller groups that worked inside this. I don't read through these, but you can see them there, and you can go later into that. They can be categorized. And when we started to talk more about this morning, we went back to the competencies for direct access for entrance level education, master's level or bachelor's level, depending on where the students come from. So this is something that really needs to be in the education, and then from this we need to get further. Here are 2 of those last presentations that our smaller group gave to us. So I don't read them to you, I don't open them to you anymore, that's enough. But you can really get more in Paris, because we promised to work quite much more with this, at least with 8-9 people from the group that was completely 16. Promised to be with, and we will give you these open, and we will give the suggestion for this education later in Paris. So this was the group completely, and thank you so much, everybody.
The next one will be the practice learning.